Sunny Yuma, Arizona. Brewing company, Du Bois Italian cuisine. Boy, look at those cactuses. Oh, we're in the Southwest. And here is the Yuma Theater. Oh, look at that. I love the deco style. Fast Gun, Mormon Prisoners, The Bookkeeper, Hero of the Gates Riot, Mexican Revolution. Oh my gosh, the gallows. Eeks. I love street art. Check this thing out. That's awesome. Looks like a sculpture of a train, an engine. That's neat. How hilarious. Newt's Casino. Very cool. Thanks for visiting historic downtown Yuma. Well, that's downtown Yuma. Quick and short, kind of quaint. Some interesting bits and pieces here and there. Actually, this would probably be really fun to come on the weekend. There are a couple of pubs and some restaurants down there that look like they would be a lot of fun. I think if I'm here that long, if I'm here to the weekend, I don't know if I'm going to be. I might just have to come down here. I'm not too far from here, so I'll probably come down and check it out just to see. Well, I'm leaving. I'm heading down to Yuma. Like always, I'm getting started way too late. I actually took my scooter into town and did some laundry and then did just a little bit of exploring. There's not a lot in Quartzsite, but there was this kind of cool little market area that I went in, and I talked to this guy who had a little solar shop there for this kind of device that would allow the solar panels to be mounted up or change the angle to get better sun, and that was pretty cool. He was kind of funny to talk to, because that would be definitely a nice thing to have. So this whole area, apparently, when the RTR is here, is going to just become crazy busy. This is the Plamosa Road camping area. I was a little bit worried about bringing my scooter in through here, but I was very careful and slow. And yeah, so, oh, this is nasty. Oh, this is not fun. Take it nice and slow. Slow, slow, slow. I don't know how my friend managed to get his huge Class A down here. Oh my gosh. Yikes. I didn't want to bring my RV down here, but that's where he was, over there. He said it was quiet. And it was more quiet than where I was when I first got here, which is parked kind of close to the road the first night I was here. I mean, I've only been here for 2 nights, so I'm gonna stop. But this road here, this main road, is paved, so it's awesome. Okay, here I go. Oh boy, I'm going so late.
Continue onto US 95.
So many RVs down here.
For 80 miles, continue straight.
Okay, so I just go right straight forward. There are really big, expensive Class A's all the way down to just old pieces of junk. Oh my goodness. So this will be my first time to Yuma. I've never been farther south than this. In my last RV, there was the possibility of me going over to Phoenix and further south, but I ended up deciding to go to Southern California and explore, and I'm really glad I did because it was quite interesting. Wow, look at all this. More BLM land out here, looks like. Look at all the RVs. Long-term visitor area. So I would have to pay a fee to go there, but they're not too bad. Wow, look at the sunset. Just absolutely gorgeous out today. Just absolutely beautiful out here. Stunning desert scenery. Boy, this area out here is just so beautiful. It is so colorful right now. Well, there's Yuma down there. I'm up on kind of a hill. And there is Cracker Barrel. Oh, I just woke up from a nap. Freeway is right there. I moved my RV over here. Oh, man. So, I got into town, into Yuma. I was in Quartzsite for just a couple of days, a day and a half, 2 days, and camped out on some BLM land just out of the city. Camped right by a friend who was out there, and have come down to Yuma. So this is actually the furthest south I've ever been in Arizona before, and it's my first time in Yuma. It was a little scary coming in because I wasn't exactly sure where I was going, but I found this spot right here. I had found it on Google Maps. Look at that big food truck right there. There's an RV there, people with vans. Cracker Barrel lets people stay there. And that is a big truck parking in that spot. I'm just parking on the street because I'm going to be here for a couple of days. But this is a great location. I was parked over there, and then I parked over there in that cul-de-sac for just a little bit of time today, but I didn't want to be because it's right by the freeway. You can see it says RV and buses, bus parking. So I identified this spot here on Google Maps before I even came here, and I just happened to zero in on it. It's turned out to be pretty good. So down the hill, down over there, it kind of goes down. There's a little road that goes off the side. There's a big dirt field that I parked at for a little while, and there was another little cul-de-sac there, sort of like this one a little bit, but there are no businesses, anything around it. And I parked in there because it had been cloudy so much and raining that I wanted to run my generator. And so I'm in there, I wasn't going to park there for the night, but I'm in there, and running my generator and working, and all of a sudden I start hearing a voice, and I start hearing somebody pounding on the RV, and I was a little bit freaked out, and somebody comes and pounds on the door. It didn't sound like the police, it sounded really weird. And I opened the door, and there's a woman there who I pretty quickly figured out was probably something wasn't right, like maybe schizophrenia or something. And I realized there was a little tent off in the distance, and I didn't capture anything on video because it all happened really quick. She got out, she started pounding on the RV, and she kept saying, "You're hiding somebody in here from me, aren't you? You're hiding somebody from me in here." And it kind of freaked me out. And I had my generator running, so while she is going off and she's like, "You've got to let me in there, you've got to let me in there to see you're hiding," she kept naming somebody, and I kept trying to calmly talk to her so I could get the generator and then move, because she started talking about how she was gonna slash my tires, and it got super weird super quick. So yeah, that was odd. But I got the generator in the RV and I drove off. Well, I stayed out here last night. There were these two semis here, so I didn't look like I was completely conspicuous. And over there's an RV. That's where I was parked before when the crazy person came out and started causing me problems. I don't know if they're gonna run into the same issues with that person. Came out and started banging on me. Yeah, so that was something weird that was happening. But anyway, my gym is close by. There's a Cracker Barrel here. I don't need to park inside of there, but it's good because I kind of look like I'm just an RV that's parked here. And somebody's got a funky van right there, and there have been other RVs that have been coming and going. So I've moved down here temporarily. I was parked up there. There's this sort of dirt field here where trucks park. And I came by here the other night when it had been raining all day because I didn't get any solar. See, there's a big truck right there. These trucks come in and park. And I would drive by here on my scooter, and I kept finding or seeing other RVs or trailers that would kind of come and go. But there are a lot of trailers, like semis, that will come and park here. And so I figured, okay, well, what the heck? So I've actually been here a couple of nights, but then I would move and I would go back up there for a night. And yeah, so I've gotten to know Yuma just a little bit. I kind of know where things are. This is a great location. My gym is over there. There are a couple of really great grocery stores nearby, and it's just a good location. Today I went and I explored the Yuma Penitentiary site. It's a historical site, which is basically just about a mile and a half down that way. Here's the cell block area. Wow, look at this. Can't imagine how hot it would have been here. The main cell block was built to house up to 204 prisoners, but at times the superintendent's report stated that up to 240 prisoners were kept here. Each cell was approximately 9 by 12 feet and could hold 6 prisoners. When space became limited, the more trusted prisoners would be kept inside the hallways. Cells were constructed of strap iron and granite rock, which was plastered with whitewashed. Iron was shipped in from California via steamboat, but the granite was quarried by prisoners on site. Originally, the cell block was completely enclosed and not exposed to the elements as it appears today. One of the earliest electrical generating plants in the West furnished power to lights and ventilating systems in the cell block. In 1902, a hospital was constructed on top of the main cell block. This well-supplied facility contained a dispensary, a doctor's office, operating room, attendance room, bathroom with flushing toilets, and a consumptive ward. Wow, this is kind of creepy, I gotta tell you, being here amongst all of these cells. And the funny thing is, when I got into town, I had scoped out the spot up there, but I actually landed at an intersection basically right over there. There's an American flag and there's an intersection right there, and that is where I landed. And I was really disoriented in terms of like where I was, and I didn't realize that I was so close to my spot. I had Siri direct me. A couple of semis have come and gone, and I don't know if I want to stay in the same place for too long. The one thing about this is it just feels super conspicuous. Although when I was driving, I went to the Walmart. There's a Walmart that goes up that street way over there. When I was coming down that hill, you essentially couldn't see this unless you looked really hard. Look at that little Lazy Days right there. I like that. They've probably got, oh, I don't know, that's probably a 28 or 29 foot RV back there, parked next to the Lazy Days. I actually kind of would have liked one more foot in this RV. Yeah, it's always a compromise you have to figure out. I actually went and looked at a 22 foot Lazy Days, just exactly like the one that was back there. I drove all the way down to Farmington, New Mexico to look at it. And I was really excited because those Lazy Days are supposed to be really highly well-constructed vehicles. And it was a G30. I wanted a G30 again. I would love to have had a G30 again. I wasn't really specifically looking for a Ford. I was hoping to get G30 again, but this Ford has turned out to be great. I'm really happy with it. But it ended up having some water damage, and I didn't want to deal with it. And once I got in the space and I was looking at it, it wouldn't have had a dedicated bed. It had a couch, which I would have liked, but every day I would have had to pull the couch out, make the bed, and I don't know, that seemed like a bit of rigmarole. Anyway, so there's my scooter. So I've been vacillating between 3 parking spots. Here, where I'm at right now, and there's another spot just around the corner on the street. There was actually like a 40-foot diesel pusher parked there the other day. So that area up there gets a fair amount of RV traffic. So I'm sure it's a site that everyone is very used to seeing, but I don't want to wear my welcome out one spot for too long. Well, this sucks, but fortunately I have an amazing little device here that's going to help me out. This is a jump start device, and it turns out I need it because my scooter, I'm having a problem with my scooter. This is so frustrating. I'm parked back up here again by the Cracker Barrel. I was down for a couple of days below, so for some reason my scooter has not been starting properly. And I don't know what's going on, and I have to gain access to, this is such a mess, the battery, which is right down there. I've been able to kickstart it a couple of times, but when I left Utah, it was starting to have problems where it wasn't starting. You have to hold the handle and then start it, and I discovered when I would hold this side, about 20% of the time it wouldn't start. Like there's a connection not taking, and I think there's a short circuit that's happening somewhere, and it's been draining the battery. Okay, so there's the battery. So it goes into here, and these cords are really short, so it's actually kind of a pain. It's a real pain. Okay, so I got a green, that's good. Okay, that got it started. So something is draining the battery, or the battery is dying itself. Well, I'm gonna try and leave tomorrow or Monday. I have been here in Yuma for almost a week now. Well, I'm on my way out. I've been here longer than I anticipated being here in Yuma, and it actually worked out pretty well. There's just this dirt parking lot that semis, like you can see, have been here, and I haven't been in this dirt parking lot the entire time. Just up the hill, I've been at another parking place on the street, two other in fact, right across from the Cracker Barrel.